Hello there, Purple Army. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum, and today I'll be reacting to the complete 46-minute version of The War by Prince and the New Power Generation. 46 minutes for one song is insane. And actually, when I was looking into this song, the original is a 26-minute long version. So that already happens to be the longest Prince song, at least put out there in an official capacity. And we have an additional 20 minutes of performance on top of that in the version we're going to be checking out today. So if you do want to listen to that version, that original version without my commentary, you can do so by finding the original link in the description box below. As for me, I'm super excited to check this out today, but also equal parts a little bit scared. 46 minutes is a lot, so I don't know what to expect with one song in question. But it's Prince, so I trust it. Before jumping into this, let us please thank Kenneth the Hypnotic for making this donation request. Thank you so much, Kenneth. Now, let's jump in.
Paisley Park Moonlight.
I'm going to make sure I have lyrics pulled up on the side for this. The evolution will be colorized.
I can't hear you say it.
Oh. You feel the air thickening?
Y'all ain't ready. I can't hear you say it.
The revolution or evolution? Oh my goodness. Sort of like Eastern influence, right, in this instrument. It sounds a bit like an electric flute. Wow. That is eerie.
Will be colorized.
1, 2. The evolution will be colorized. Okay, these lyrics are saying evolution will be colorized. Da, da, da.
This is the war.
I like the use of space. It's giving each of these
The
elements
war will go on and on.
some time to shine. It's endless war.
You don't want to miss your Saturday morning cartoons. 1, 2. Evolution will be colorized. 1, 2.
Oh, the war will go on if you don't want to miss those cartoons. So, presumably we could end and, I guess, ideally win the war with concerted effort, but not if you want to rest on your laurels, be lazy, and just take what's given. And in the form of Saturday cartoons, right? It's like, it's Saturday morning. The work week is no longer a thing. I can rest and relax. And due to the whims of capitalism, often we do actually need that weekend period to recharge. And oftentimes we just dumb our brains down during these weekends by, let's say, watching cartoons. So evolution isn't possible when we're suppressing our ourselves even during the weekend in this passive way. Again, not knocking needing to recharge as a consequence, but there are trade-offs, obviously, and the wars won't be ended if we just allow them to continue.
1, 2. evolution will be colorized. 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized.
I wonder what is the specific war being brought out. Oh, very jazzy. I like all these effects.
The war will go on and on. Revolution will be. Revolution will be. Revolution will be.
Revolution. Now it's revolution. There is a, I don't know if you guys listen to a lot of like rap music outside of Prince, which, you know, we can go back and forth whether or not Prince is a rapper. I think in moments he certainly is. There's a rapper called Royce da 5'9", and in one of his songs, I believe it was with Eminem in Caterpillar, he said, "The revolution will not be televised. You can either stay home, plug in and clock out or something. The revolution will not be televised." If that appears here, then I'm going to assume now that lyric in Caterpillar came from this song, which that would be a really crazy roundabout way for me to have learned that if it's true. We will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to watch your Saturday morning cartoons. I assume this is also a live performance. God, I love when everything drops out like that for a brief split. We're making contact with the aliens now. I feel so relaxed right now.
War will go on and on. If you do not wish to be in the war, you should leave now.
Okay, so he gives the easy way out.
We are about to challenge what you believe. If you do not wish to be challenged, you should leave now. Saturday morning awaits.
Yeah. Many people, they find it easier to avoid than to actually engage, learn, to do anything. outside of being passive. If you not wish to be challenged too, it's like you want to just exist in the current paradigm that you are because you resist change. Not even the specific issue at hand, but just change regardless of what it looks like. Because to challenge something is to change it. You do not want to be challenged. I'm glad the Purple Army are so open-minded because it feels like we all always want to be challenged and push ourselves and society in what we view as the right direction. Just try to exert some positive influence in a respectful manner.
Do you love your country? Do you love your country? Do you love God?
You hear the louder applause for God.
Do you love your country as much as you love God?
I hear some no's.
If the government wants to put a microchip in your neck, right on. Do you still love your country? The war will go on and on.
Wow.
Do you not wish to be challenged? Leave now. Evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. The evolution will be colorized.
I think I've referenced Ill Mind of Hobson 7 once or twice before on the channel. I'm not remembering now if it was in a Prince reaction, but there was a lyric where he said, "What if Jesus was a facade? That would mean the government's God." And his song was more a critique about God and religion. But think about it logically. If Jesus was a facade, none of that is real, then the government is posing as your God. And Prince is basically asking us to think about our relationship with God and government. Are we actually nationalist for self-preservation, good reasons, or is it out of fear? Is it out of what we think we need to do, like part of the social contract, for example? At least understand your answer to that question. Do you love your country? Do you love your country as much as God? And what are the implications of that? It's an interesting thought experiment for sure.
We are running out of the essentials of life. Oxygen, water, food, fertile earth. Underground right now as we speak, there is a metropolis. Waiting for you.
An underground city?
Clean air, food to eat. Where you go? Where you go? Will you go underground to this metropolis paradise? We are running out of the essentials of life here on earth. Will you go? Will you go? Will you go? Don't you love your country? If your country no longer exists on this earth, but exists under this earth, where you go?
I'm missing a fact that would give me some context here for what this underground city is referring to. And like, I don't want to go into like conspiracy theory land, but I've heard this like talking point thrown around in very random conversations of the existence of underground cities and networks, civilizations. I don't know about their qualities really, other than the fact that in a, let's say, apocalyptic scenario, these cities are already there for the ultra wealthy to inhabit and ride out that nuclear holocaust, that storm. So if that is what's being spoken about here, then it's almost like taking the ironic perspective of, hey, don't you love your country? Why would you ever leave your country for this underground city, for this safe haven? You should be permanently tied to this country. And that's like the propaganda that would be spun against moving, against change. And we're all meant in one way or another, we're all being forced into, excuse me, into making the lazy decision for ourselves to not have this safe haven. And maybe it's less literal and more metaphorical in the underground city, because creating an underground city, we're trying to create a below the board network that is providing us clean air, energy, resources, a healthy, happy society, because it's not happening under the larger umbrella of the current countries that we all live under. So maybe this is a very like hopeful song in that respect. Like, hey, if we want to make this new country, we want to make something possible and happen, you can't be lazy. It's going to require a lot of effort. If you want to join me, great, but let's kind of separate the wheat from the chaff right now.
Where you go? Underneath this metropolis, there's food to eat, clean air. It's a paradise. One condition: microchip in your neck. 1, 2, evolution will be colorized.
So now we need the microchip to access this underground safe haven. So they're gatekeeping unless you give over part of your autonomy. Okay, I think that changes my earlier discussion a lot.
Right on. Right on. Would you stay above the metropolis, the microchip city?
Oh, okay.
Would you stay above and await your fate? Do you trust your God? Would you?
The question is, your God, is that referring now to the government or actually your God?
Do you trust your God? Would you stay on top of the chip and await your fate? Tonight you will be challenged. You best leave now. This war will go on and on. 2, evolution will be colorized. 1, 2, evolution.
That is so catchy. 1, 2, evolution will be colorized.
Without God, there is no country.
Yeah.
Without God, there is no metropolis. Without God, there is no oxygen.
Yeah. It's like
There is no
axiomatic.
food to eat. Without God, there is no chocolate microchip for your neck. Somebody said 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized. In other words, there'll be a little bit of you and a little bit of me.
I love the low singing here.
Evolution will be colorized.
1, 2. Evolution will be colorized. Evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. Evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. This is a complete hypnotic vibe.
One for me, 2 for you. Preach a lie, not the truth. You give me candy, I keep the stove. Gonna eat it in the walls. And 1 for me, 2 for you. You preach a lie, not the truth. You give me candy, keep the stove. You gonna eat it in the walls.
I just figured that lyric out. So you preach the lie, you spread the propaganda, being the government in this case, not the truth. You give me candy, so you give me some benefit by being the overseer, but you're actually keeping the store. You're keeping all of the means of, let's say, generational wealth, and you're just giving me pittance, essentially. That is not a fair trade. That is not a fair shake. That is taking advantage, right? That is coercion. That's slavery. That's manipulation. That's shaking your hand, smiling in your face, saying, hey, this is a fair deal. We're going to be best of friends. This relationship's going to work out. And then you're spent toiling away years of stress, and they get to sit back and relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Terrible. And then you're going to eat it in the war, right? So now the things that you're being given, if let's say you're literally sent into war, like let's say mandatory conscription, there's a very, I guess, what would the word be? A very present irony about all of that. So the candy, now the little pittance we got, maybe we can use it to galvanize our own war against, let's say, the microchip government in this instance, and revolutionize.
Batter up, pitch it down. What your teacher say, it ain't sound. I pledge allegiance to your flag. You tie me to a truck, then you drag.
That's the hypocrisy, right? When African Americans were being killed, some of them were tied to trucks and literally dragged, but you still pledge allegiance to this country where this is allowed, this is commonplace. It's all a problem.
Preach a lie, not a truth. You give me candy and keep it stove. You're gonna eat it in the wall. Yeah, down the law. Girl, the law, the law. You give me A's, your history. When it comes to mine, another name. Many died, and this is true.
Wow.
Red, black, yellow, even Jew. Claiming God was backing you on a cross.
Yeah.
What a fool.
He did all of these terrible atrocities to people of other cultures, races, all in the name of God, but it defies the tenets that your God holds true. So you've weaponized religion in favor of your material benefit on earth, harming us all the while.
Was backing you on
Changing
a cross.
our names.
What a fool.
One for me, 2 for you. You preach a lie, not the truth. You give me candy, you keep the stove. You're gonna eat it in the wall.
Shall I go on? So you say you got a cure, HIV, I'm not sure. Every seed, fruit to bear, the great Babylon, I don't care. We know your name, it's the beast. All of God's child is your feast. When
I've heard of this point before where HIV was either manufactured or given by the government. I'm not remembering now the context here, but it's like you gave HIV to the world, but you're also supplying the cure. You created the problem, but you're also selling the solution. You're creating need for you when you didn't need to exist in the first place. It's all a consequence of greed and what power-hungry people become, megalomaniacs. Every seed, fruit to bear, the great Babylon, I don't care. We know your name, it's the beast, all of God's child is your feast. So now, like, referring to these people as the devil, and we are being eaten, we are being subjected to the whims of the devil here.
all of God's child is your feast. When the righteous one plant the seed, no more tears when mama bleed. Only way to get there is the truth, y'all. In the wall, talk about me and you. Come on, 1, 2. The evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. The evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. 1, 2. The evolution will be colorized. Play your organ, son.
What is that? much energy in this. And I love how it hasn't like completely wild out. Though like in that in the last 5 minutes of that sort of like instrumental section, there was a lot happening with the instrument at first that I didn't understand, but then I think later became a more obvious electric guitar with crazy effects on top. I'm just like right in that groove. I hope you guys are enjoying with me. Wow.
There's a mountain, it's mighty high. Can't reach the top unless you fly. Ain't about the money, it's about the gold. 21st century, money just got sold, yo. Can you hear me? Money just got sold, yo.
Money just got sold?
Check the yen, it's has been. It's all gone. Your pocketbook is next. It's about the gold, y'all. 1, 2.
Yes.
1, 2. Evolution will be. The evolution will be.
It's interesting, you know, he's kind of referencing a bit of economics there, that your pocketbook is next, right? You think you have it right now, but really it's not ever yours. It's just your time to kind of borrow it. The lyric there, we'll just read the, I guess, full verse. There's a mountain that's mighty high, can't reach the top unless you fly. Ain't about the money, it's about the gold. Money is different than gold. Fiat currency is different than the commodity that actually backs that fiat currency. And I would definitely encourage you, and you probably already know these facts, but I would, if you don't know what I'm even talking about now, encourage you to like learn about the financial systems and how governments move wealth around and how gold is different than money. It's all about gold in the 21st century. Money just got sold, y'all. That on its face sort of like doesn't make sense. Like money getting sold. Money is the fungible thing that allows exchange to be possible, right? But money getting sold, it's almost a different mechanism. And there are ways to buy and sell debt and buy and sell other wealth, right? You can even do like currency exchange. There's many ways money can move. Money also is a lever against other money. So really, you can almost imagine wealth as being like a bunch of little soldiers, and the governments, for example, they can flood the world with more soldiers and, you know, inflate the currency, deflate the currency through quantitative tightening or easing. There's many other different levers at the governmental level, federal level, any level really. And I'm not going to get too lost in all of the economic weeds, because I myself am not perfectly well versed here, so I don't want to spread any misinformation. But, you know, year on year, all of our wealth that we're even able to accrue, if we're able to, is being devalued relatively. Because if you look at the overall consumer basket of goods, for example, year on year, the same amount of money does not yield you the same amount of consumer goods. And the way that the government kind of reconciles that reality is, well, the quality of the basket of goods is changing, or the demand from consumers is changing. And these are true points in a sense, but it's also a reflection of the improper direction our society is moving, because we could be done, right? We could have achieved all that we want to. And this is not a knock against innovation, but when it comes to actually having a stable, worthwhile living life, it's not going to be constantly riding this hamster wheel trying to accrue more wealth that's losing more and more of its value. Look at the prices of real estate and reference that, and relative to income increase year on year. real estate always goes up, income barely goes up. It's pretty flat. So much of that is getting worse too, and it's exacerbated by the wealth inequality, right? Look at the way wealth is distributed across the strata of society. Socioeconomic ladders are very telling for the way that a hyper-consumerist, hyper-capitalistic society is going. So now, if you're going to actually keep a store of value and not lose value in the money that you have, my US dollar today is worth less as the dollar in 5 years' time. And I believe in like every 10 years you lose like, how much percent of your wealth is it? I think it's every year you lose 7%. I forget the actual figure you have to reach year on year to like beat inflation. It's too high of a number for sure. Anyways, let's jump back into this.
1, 2.
Important to learn about your wealth. Investments, gold, maybe Bitcoin. The world is a crazy place. And your money is your blood, sweat, and tears. That's your labor. That's human life. Even though it shouldn't have to be. It's crazy because capitalism itself is freeing, but also it's self-perpetuating. And when it hyper-accelerates in a fashion that is not regulated well, society, and at all of its lower and middle and even upper echelons, starts to slowly deteriorate. And it has to be foundational, right? If the people, quote unquote, at the bottom are doing very poorly and unhappy, well, that should trickle up and affect everybody else. But people have also created stopgaps for themselves to almost like insulate themselves from the wrong things that they've done unto society. My conspiratorial brain is fully on now. Or is it conspiratorial? Makes you wonder. Beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Where is this going? It's all over. What a journey. Colorized. 1, 2. Evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. focus has definitely shifted to the drumming. See, I don't know, because I haven't heard the original 26-minute version. This is my first foray into this. I don't know if there are differences. I don't know if, like, basically the differences between this and the 46-minute version, or sorry, this version and then the 26-minute version are in, like, additional sections, or if they're just stretching out existing sections. So maybe if this is already 26-minute mark here, we've heard what is the original and we're just getting more on top of that. No idea. One, two, the evolution will be so eerie.
How many of y'all own a Bible? That's alright. The Bible is sometimes hard to understand. How many of y'all own a gun?
Own a gun?
How many of y'all own a gun?
Oh, isn't there something about there being more guns than Bibles in the US? I remember hearing something like that, like one of those fun facts.
Good. Let's talk about the people who own guns. 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized. Sudan was bombed the other day. How many of y'all hip to that? Who bombed Sudan?
Sudan? Sudan? That's how I know it.
Great Britain, they did not bomb Sudan. Or did they? 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized.
I don't know that part of history.
Break it down,
I know all about, like, European
If you do
influence
not
in
wish to have
Africa.
your ideas challenged in this building today, you need to leave now. This is the new power generation, and we are in a war. Clap your hands. 1, 2. Break it down. Who runs your government? Look up the word. Govern. Are you not man and woman enough to govern yourself? Do you need a boss? Were you not born free moral agents, given the right by God? Think about it. Government. Look it up.
Yeah. There's also an interesting thing about like the word entertainment, sort of like with government. There's govern, so you're controlling. Entertainment. There was a quote, I forget which conspiracy theorist said it. I think it's David Icke or something like that. It basically, it was entertainment was used as a sort of demonic tool for you to be detained, and then the demon enters you. That one was just like, ooh, cool on the surface. I don't really know how much that bears into reality, but you know, a lot of these ways of thinking, where did they come from, right? Ask yourself that question. A lot of assumptions that we carry on moving into our lives in any one way, shape, or form, they come from somewhere, and many times we take those assumptions for granted or don't even second guess where they come from. And I think there's value in at least unpacking why we believe the things that we do for our own sake, because we didn't choose which government existed. We just were born into this country or social contract or under this regime. So as long as we do our best to understand what's going on, then change at the granular level is possible. But I mean, that's even too reductive. There's a lot more discussion to be had.
Look it up. What are we citizens of? Planet Earth?
Right.
Since you do not own a gun, perhaps you should own a Bible.
Probably a better alternative.
Unless, of course, you want to take a walk through the pyramid. 1, 2, evolution will be colorized. Tonight, we will challenge everything that you believe, because we are the new power generation. We belong to no one unless we belong to God. Are you with me? 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized. All keys are cool. Break it down for the truth. 1998, Dateline. The final days. All that do not believe, step to the side and accept that microchip for your dumbass neck.
All those who do not believe in what the message we're spreading, you are already the final product of what is being done onto society. So just get out of the way, accept your fate at this point, and it's not even worth talking to you. I still think, like, let's say you have a population of critical thinkers that is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. It's sort of the responsibility of those people to still fight that uphill battle so that everybody can prosper. Because what's the alternative? Complete suppression of human spirit over time? That's never good. That's never okay. And it sucks that we have to put in that much hard work just to exist as a human on Earth. It really does. And the song also, it sort of feels like this is like end times. It doesn't have to be like apocalyptic or almost like Armageddon. It can just be more like perspective about the dystopian present and future. Man, we're in a weird place pretty much always, right?
Dumbass neck.
Pretty.
The evolution will be colorized tonight. Who gonna help the NPG? Sing 1, 2. Evolution will be colorized.
1, 2. The evolution will be colorized. 1.
Accept the microchip for your neck.
Accept it.
Because you belong to someone else, surely not to God, and surely not to yourself. Some of you may not be ready for this truth, but all in all, it is a truth. Bring it way down. No guns. No gun. No love. No babies. No food. No time. No sex.
Yeah, just lose everything human.
No mind. Only a microchip for your neck.
Yeah. Controls you, keeps tabs on you,
I feel for you. Come on, man.
restricts your humanity.
1, 2. Evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. Evolution will be colorized. Hey! Come on! On
It's always a war.
A war for your souls. How many believe there's a war going on? When you woke up this morning, did you know where you were? Really? Where are you? Where does your voice come from? Your head? Your heart? The sky? Perhaps your voice is somewhere way in outer space telling you what to do. Are you in control? How can you be in control when you don't even know where you are?
Wow.
There's a war going on, y'all. Do you want to be a better person? Do you want to be a better person? Who will control that better person? You? You don't even know where you are. Perhaps the one way out there who controls your voice is the better person. If this is the better person, who are you? There's a war going on, y'all.
Wow, it's flipping the script a little bit. It's saying, now that you have this information, are you going to lay down still? Because if so, then you're getting what you kind of want for yourself. Because if you wanted something different, you would act different. But if you continue to act as you are, given the new set of information, then leave the venue, I assume.
Who are you? There's a war going on, y'all.
Because you're not better than them either.
The evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. The evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. The evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. Jerry Martini, colorize on.
Bro, 40 minutes in, we have saxophone.
Y'all feel that? Tell me, baby, can you feel that? Are we in the future? Or are we in the past?
Wow.
Perhaps we are in the present.
Very
there is no future. Perhaps there is no past. Perhaps you only have the present, which is the gift from God.
The present, right? Present
The
gift.
present, which is a gift from God. Moving and grooving, moving and grooving. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized. 1, 2, what? The evolution will be colorized. 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized. 1, 2. Wait a minute. What is that? Uh-oh. They just bombed the U.S. Embassy. Who bombed the U.S. Embassy? Okay. I don't know whether that matters. Who will take the blame? 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized. 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized. 1, 2, the evolution will be colorized. 1, 2, Jerry, give me a solo. Give yourself one. Mike Scott, solo. Don't worry about him, Jerry. Do your thing.
Dude, wow. What a trip.
The one didn't make up the rules.
See, now I know. Now I know what y'all were talking about in the comments when it came to this song. I saw several comments. Sohum, you have to check out The War. You have to. Wow. We did check out The War, and whoa. Filled to the brim, vibey the entire way through, thought-provoking. I mean, that's the biggest thing for me. It really makes me think about the way our societies are structured, the way we think, the oppression that we face, and what it takes from at least the mindset perspective to be battle ready. Because this is a war. It's not a war in the typical sense where two armies are going against each other in, a big field. And this is a war of the mind. And we are all, as a human consciousness, fighting against our own man-made institutions and structures. Because really, even these institutions are not necessarily human either. Though they're created by humans, they've become an entity of their own. And I know like corporate America likes to anthropomorphize themselves all the time and claim, hey, we are a company. Companies are people too. Come on, are we really buying that? Companies are people too? No. Governments are not people. They are a collection of people with potentially good and bad ideas. And when big structures like this move the needle too much in the wrong direction, the ramifications are felt by its citizens for generations. And we are left having to constantly pick up the pieces and fight against a system that barely the people running it understand, let alone anybody just trying to live their daily life with all of the stresses that come with the structure of the society we inhabit. And it's all well and good to like be able to know about these situations and sob stories. It's another thing to then go out and do something about it. And for me, I'm not much of an activist in that kind of sense. I am much more of I want to spread peace, love, positivity, human values, because I think at the core, many of us, what makes us lose conviction in ourselves isn't a consequence of the government at all. I mean, indirectly, and maybe in direct ways, yes, but it's a lack of our own value system. When we aren't grounded in who we are, then everything else will be oppression no matter what, because being unequipped with being knowledgeably unequipped, how can I word that? Not having adequate knowledge is going to keep you oppressed no matter what. First, acknowledging our ignorance, and then learning, and then doing something about it, at least in our personal lives, and hopefully improving the lives of others around us as we grow more accustomed. That doesn't change the existence of that overarching structure that feels too hard to understand and impossible to change, but it all has to start at the individual level, on all of us collectively having these awakenings, I guess you can put it. That's what I feel like is a part of my contribution in a roundabout way. But man, Prince putting these messages out there, I can understand why so many label companies and record companies would also fear Prince, because he just speaks his mind. He speaks the truth, and with full conviction, chest broad. I'm very curious to hear your perspectives on this song. I've been, reacting here for about an hour and 15 minutes, so I think I'm going to call it there. It's been a pleasure listening to The War alongside you today. If you'd like to request a reaction yourself, whether it's more Prince or really anything else for that matter, I'm game. You can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and peace. 1, 2.